And opposite 6'8" freshman from Amsterdam, Netherlands, number 4, Stijn van Tilburg. At libero, 5'8" senior from Honolulu, co-captain number 6, Colby Kanetake. At middle blocker, 6'6" junior from Sand, Norway, number 8, Hendrik Moll. At middle blocker, 6'7" junior from Macclesfield, England, co-captain number 9, Ian McKellar. At center, 6'5" junior from Westlake Village, California, co-captain number 10, Jennings Franciskovic. At outside hitter, 6'5" junior from Honolulu, co-captain number 21, Kupono Fei. And at outside hitter, 6'4" senior from Belgrade, Serbia, floor captain number 16, Sinisha Siki Zarkovic. Hawaii staff video coordinator Jared Lofia, assistant coaches Milan Zarkovic and Josh Walker, head coach for your Rainbow Warriors, Charlie Wade.
And we welcome you to the Stan Sheriff Center, the Hawaiian Tel FCU starting lineup scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Kanoa Leahy along with Chris McLaughlin here courtside for our television debut for the 2016 Rainbow Warrior Volleyball campaign. Although Hawaii has already been in action, they enter this match against Grand Canyon 4-1 on the season. In fact, they already have a couple of conference matches in the book. They're 1-1 in the MPSF. Grand Canyon serving first here on the opening point. From the opposite position, it's Mather who gets dug up by Colby Kanetake. Kupono Fei with the roll shot. And quickly, the Lopes in transition and the dig by Siki Zarkovic. Here's Fei a second time off the high hands. And now it's an extended opening rally here to get us started, Chris.
I think that says a lot about this Grand Canyon team. That they will hang with Hawaii in that first rally. In this first time they've played since 2012 they played here. I expect a little bit more nervousness out of them, but they look pretty sharp there on that rally.
Here's Stijn van Tilburg forcing the overpass, and a free opportunity here for Hawaii. The middle set goes to Hendrik Moll, and the 6'6" junior from Norway able to pound it home. Hawaii quickly up 2-0.
What a challenge he was given in the offseason. Hawaii lost 2 middles in Taylor Averill and Davis Holt. And then they lost another middle, Patrick Gassman, in the preseason.
Sky Engelman, the Hawaii boy, graduate of Moanalua High School, with the dig on the opening serve. As Kupono Fei able to find the floor from the outside position. Kupono Fei now entering his junior year out of Punahou.
Kupono Fei looking very sharp there across court. Solid block lined up on him. He just squeezed it inside that block. Happy birthday, Kupono. 21 years old tonight.
Oh, look out. As Van Tilburg with the serve. Middle set goes to Ashton King. Great dig by Colby Kanetake. Little rat-a-tat. And it's Van Tilburg from the back row. But it'll be a back row attacker.
Yeah, got his big toe on the line there. Negates that kill.
So it'll be 1 serving 3 here as Grand Canyon, the Antelopes, known commonly as the Lopes, get ready. The serve by Shalev Saada. Pass, Kanetake. Kupono Fei is blocked and roof. And a solo style block on the outside by Ryan Mather. The Lopes come in 5-0. It's their best start in program history.
Last year, they actually beat 3 ranked teams during the year, so they're a force to be reckoned with. You've got to respect them.
Serve goes out, though, from Saada.
Ooh, didn't miss by much. You know, one of the things that Charlie Wade told me yesterday in practice was he's concerned that they serve over 90% of their balls in. They make the other team earn their points.
Here's Kupono Fei. 3 service aces on the season coming into this one. The pass by Engelman, middle set, and it's Ashton King who finds the floor. What another point for Grand
What
Canyon.
a pass by Sky Engelman, the Wanalua grad. Put it there right on the money. That was as good a service I've seen Capoto hit all year.
So Ashton King will serve. 6'6" sophomore from Northridge, California. He's a transfer from Pacific. Spent his redshirt season over there. Here's Siki Zarkovic, had the pass, and he closes that sequence as well. The first and third and final touch from Siki Zarkovic, who's having one heck of a senior campaign so far, Chris.
Well, despite the fact he's been playing since he's basically out of the womb and played in junior national teams, youth national team, the men's national team, and then 4 years here at Hawaii, he's still got the live arm.
Mole sends that one into the twine, so a freebie there for Grand Canyon. And yeah, Siki Zarkovic and Stein Van Tilburg, they entered this match differing statistically by 1 kill. Van Tilburg with the slight advantage as the leading kills man for Hawaii as you get a look at Grand Canyon head coach Matt Worley. Here's Zarkovic on the outside, blocked. Right there to cover it is Faye. Zarkovic a second time through the block and down.
Grand Canyon was all lined up on Siki. They had his cross-court taken away, but with the amount of shots that he has in his toolbox, tough to stop him twice in a row.
So here's Jennings Franciscovic, 6'5" junior from Westlake Village, California, the setter for Hawaii. High and away set goes to Gerard Lipscomb. He leads the team in total kills, a 6'1" senior from Surrey Hills, Australia, who absolutely flies off the floor.
He really does. And when he plays for Australia, he plays in their junior national team. He played as a libero, but obviously he's got a pretty good arm to go along with it.
Throw in the hops and you got something. Great diving pass by Kanetake. Outside it goes to Van Tilburg and he's able to tool the block. 6'8" freshman from Amsterdam, and head coach Charlie Wade, he makes no mistakes about it. He says, hey look, he is similar to Jonas Umloft.
He brings a lot of versatility to that opposite position. There he swings one time on the right side, gets his first kill.
Outside set, Saada is blocked and roofed. The combo of Stein Van Tilburg and Ian McKellar, 6'7" junior from England, making the transition to the middle position this year.
You've got to love the fact that Ian McKellar, who's hung around, injury all last year, the fact that he's getting a chance to just be on the court. He just loves volleyball, and he's just so happy to be a Rainbow Warrior. Great block.
Well, they changed up the call, Chris, as we were looking at the replay. Net violation. Gives it back to Grand Canyon. Here's McKellar and maybe unleashing some frustration over that last call. Hawaii getting the side and the point. Ian McKellar, who did play some middle as a youth back in England, so he said, hey, look, it was a transition, but it wasn't as though this was a foreign position to me.
Right. He was also a soccer goalie, too. Good athlete.
And a good server as well. Outside set, Saada plays the block to his advantage, and it's a point for Grand Canyon.
So that's Ian McKellar coming into the middle here. Very difficult to set a left-hander in the middle like that. The ball has to cross their body. It's got to be a pretty precise set and a good approach. And Franciscovic and McKellar have really worked hard in the fall to make that kind of connection work.
Michael Milstein with the serve. Two-handed pass. Siki Zarkovic, middle set. Mole couldn't get a full swing on it, and it was smothered by Ashton King. So we're knotted up here at 8 in the opening set, and this was something that Charlie Wade was concerned about. He said, hey, look, if they match us because of their high frequency and ability to side out, if we get into the 20s and it's a 1 or 2 point set, he says, now we're talking about some drama. Here's Van Tilburg diving save in the back row by Lipscomb. Saada is blocked, punches it up himself, and then the net doing the job for Hawaii as Ashton King tried to quick hit the second touch.
Grand Canyon does a pretty good job of covering right here. Here's the touch on the block, and the pop-up in the back row to keep it alive. They're playing some pretty good defense in the back row. I'm impressed so far with Grand Canyon's ball control.
9 serving 8. Von Tilburg with the serve. Saada from the opposite position misses wide, and it's another point for Hawaii. Up 10 serving 8 here in this opening set.
Saada is known as one of the fiery ones. He's been the one that's been in the Israeli army 3 years. He's 23 years old. Almost as old as you, Mr. Leahy.
I got him by just a hair. And an ace dealt out of the deck by Stein Von Tilburg. And you see Saada getting up close and personal with a couple of the VIP seat holders.
And they did. Was there beer spillage on this one? Check to see if you can see this, Canoa. Check to see if they saved their beers. A little bit of beer. Well, she saved most of it, though. That's the most important thing, right?
She went for the beverage before the apparently expensive clutch. So that's where her priorities were on that sequence. Middle set goes to King off the block. Right there's Kanetake. Franciskovic goes backside and back row to Stein Von Tilburg, and that is a little bit of what makes him so difficult to handle, Chris. Puts a little finesse on it. It's a point for Hawaii, a 4-point advantage, and a timeout taken by Grand Canyon. All right, we're going to tag this with the Fujitsu air conditioning cool play of the match. Losing any amount of beer is not cool, but the response, I think, is cool because, look, first priority, make sure the beer's okay. Then you look at the clutch/purse. And then how about her friend on the right? Take a sip, text the moment to all of your friends. Maybe tweet about it. That's the Fujitsu air conditioning cool play of the match. And we're still so early in this match.
You know, it's amazing. They both held on to those beers despite all of that chaos.
If anything, they're just clutching them closer to their person now. As Von Tilburg is dug up in the back row. Set left side. This is Mather. Diving save Von Tilburg over the net. It's saved back across by Kobe Kanetake. But they're going to say that it was outside the antenna. Good effort from Kanetake.
Kobe Kanetake, one of the great diggers in the country, second-team All-American last year. He pops up with his left hand, just extending. And every time he goes to the ground, I grimace a little bit because, you know, he fought back injury all last year. Still a little sensitive.
Already with 3 digs, Kanetake just 2 more away from getting into the career top 10 list at UH in digs. Von Tilburg pops it up. Good second touch chase by Sarkovic. And here comes a free opportunity for the Lopes. Set goes backside. It's Mather! Blanketed solo style by Kupono Fei.
Here's a birthday block if I've ever seen one. How about that? Henrik Moll committing in the middle because he thought the free ball play would go there, leaving Kupono Fei all alone on the outside. And boy, he answered the bell. Second solo block this season.
And he will retreat back to serve. Hawaii back up by 4. Good serve, but a better pass by Engelman. Outside it goes to Lipscomb. And did he hit the antenna? Yes, he did. So that's another point for Hawaii. And that is the largest lead of this opening set for the Rainbow Warriors.
Lipscomb, one of their co-captains. We see, take a look at Matt Worley, the first year as the head coach. He calls it kind of an interim position because he actually is the head coach at Mesa Community College in women's volleyball. It's his full-time job. He does this kind of a part-time gig. He's hoping that he gets hired on full-time next year.
Yeah, he's the head coach here at Grand Canyon as well as at Mesa Community College. How he does it, I don't know. I asked him prior to the match, and he just said, well, it's long days. Let's put it that way. Good dig in the back row by Fei. And how about the collision as Von Tilburg was flying in from the back row, but it was Franciskovic in front of him trying to take a swing on the opposite side.
Well, I'll tell you what, you like seeing both players be aggressive, but that time Von Tilburg a little too aggressive. Jennings Franciskovic can more than handle his own at the net as far as attacking is concerned.
Sarkovic with the touch shot and a net violation called against Grand Canyon, so a point for Hawaii. Timeout on the floor. It's the Rainbow Warriors by a handful. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match, Chris.
When I watched Grand Canyon in practice yesterday, I was concerned about their ball control, particularly their first contact in free balls. But so far tonight, haven't seen any shaking of that. If they continue that, they'll hang with Hawaii. And for Hawaii, maintain the intensity. Whenever you have a big win, like they did last week against Pepperdine on night number 2, there's a tendency to drop off the intensity. And I believe that they will, led by guys like Siki Zarkovic and Jennings Franciscovich, they'll make sure that people don't drop in their intensity.
Hawaii hitting 263, Grand Canyon 0.50. And that's going to be a kill on the opposite side for Ryan Mather, 6'6" senior from Redondo Beach, California, averaging 2.6 kills per set, third on the team.
I believe he's the only one who played here in 2012 against Hawaii, when they went 5 games one night and 4 games the next.
Good pass by Fay there. The lefty swing by McKellar works out. What about the challenges / advantages of having a left-handed middle hitter like Ian McKellar?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You don't practice against one because nobody has a left-handed middle in the country probably except for Hawaii. So he brings that sort of that foreignness to it.
A touch shot by Lipscomb misses wide, and Hawaii creating more space.
The other thing is his arm is like a faucet. He can go left, he can go right. He moves the ball all over the court, so he's very difficult to defend. You get him on a scouting report, in his scouting chart, the balls are all over the place as far as his kills are concerned.
Franciscovich with the serve. Here's Lipscomb on the outside. Access denied. Van Tilburg and McKellar.
McKellar gets out there in time, closes the block, and gets most of the credit there. Good post block by Stein Van Tilburg.
Cody Williams into the match for Grand Canyon. And Jennings Franciscovich getting ready to serve. 4 service aces on the year coming into tonight. Jump serve, and he pumps it long. And a break for the Antelopes at a very timely juncture in this opening set. Grand Canyon 5-0, best start in program history, and the only undefeated team remaining in the Midwestern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association.
You're picked to finish 5th in that particular league.
And we're going to have a violation against Grand Canyon, a double hit, and so it's a point for Hawaii. So we are seeing some mistakes on the Antelope side of the net, whether it be net violations, a double hit there, things that have allowed Hawaii to create even more space in this league. Zarkovic. Pass by Engelman, middle set, and a nice swing from Christian Ward, the 6'9" senior from San Diego.
Once again, Sky Engelman putting the ball right in the money so they can run that offense to guys like Christian Ward. Sky Engelman's played a lot of volleyball, I'll tell you. His dad coached for 20 years at Kaulukoa and Moanalua. He had 6 national championships to his credit with Kaulukoa, playing with guys like Larry Tuiuleta, among others.
Good first touch by Zarkovic on the Tanner Maxwell serve, and then a big-time touch from the other side of the net on the Kupono phase swing. The gist of it, Michael Milstein.
To add that thought on Engelman, also coached by Pono Ma and Charlie Jenkins during that long run they had, most successful run ever in junior Olympic boys volleyball.
Engelman, who was a setter at Mariner before transferring to Moanalua, and now, of course, emerging as a very good libero for Grand Canyon. Net violation gives it back to Hawaii. They're up 6. They're first to 20.
And a rare serving error by Grand Canyon. They pride themselves in serving over 90%.
And here's Ian McKellar. Played 2 matches last year. Missed the rest of the season due to a knee injury. And he gives Hendrik Mole a little doink on the back of the dome. Speaking of a guy who missed some time due to injury.
Ian McKellar, of all people to hit somebody in the back of the head, he didn't miss a serve all night long in the win against Pepperdine on Saturday night. Just ripped the ball time after time after time. Had a fantastic night serving, and that one there was one that he'd like to forget.
Mole didn't get all of it, scramble play by Grand Canyon, and they'll be able to send it across. Diving first touch, Zarkovic. Von Tilburg took something off and finds the floor. He has an array of shots, Chris.
He really does. Very mature. You know, as a freshman, usually they come in and they make a lot of mistakes. And they try too hard. Look at his percentage on Saturday night against Pepperdine. 15 kills, hit .452 against a very good and well-coached team.
There's cross court on the serve. Saada the first touch. Middle set to King, dug up over the net by Kanetake. They'll go King a second time. And Tilburg had an opportunity there, but couldn't formulate the dig, and it goes back to Grand Canyon trying to hang in there here in this opening stanza. 16 serving 21 coming up. Matt Worley, the first-year head coach for Grand Canyon, saying our philosophy is to play every point like it is match point. We don't look very far into the future. We certainly try not to look in the rearview mirror as Zarkovic hits it into the twine. And Grand Canyon, don't look now, trailing by just 4. Largest lead was 7 for the Rainbow Warriors. The touch shot on the second hit there by Franciskovic, diving save Engelman, and then on the opposite side, it is another Grand Canyon point.
Engelman again. How often have we seen local boys come home and have peak performances? I think Sky's having one right now.
Ryan Mather with another kill. He's got 3 of those. And the serve misses wide, so a point for Hawaii. And it is 22 serving 18. And again, as Grand Canyon formulating a bit of a rally here at this latter stage of the opening set, sort of bail Hawaii out with the missed serve. And now it is Faye. One of the team captains gets into that one. Mather took something off. Mole got the touch though. The set goes to Von Tilburg, and it is blocked right into Jennings Franciskovic, who was standing out of bounds.
I don't think he expected the ball to be blocked that way at all. Give credit to Grand Canyon for a solid block. And Jennings has got to obviously find a different place to cover his hitter.
And again, it's a 3-point differential. Cullen Mosier, another local boy here on the floor for Grand Canyon with the serve, and Zarkovic sends it long. Grand Canyon within 2. Charlie Wade signals for a timeout. So the island influence for Grand Canyon contributing to a rally here in this opening set. Let's check out how it works, presented by Central Pacific Bank.
We'll take a look at the last serve by Ian McKellar. Notice the players have their arms behind their head, the blockers protecting themselves against a possible serve that goes awry. And although Van Tilburg doesn't put his up, but then all of a sudden, for some reason, Henrik Mole drops his hands right before the ball was attacked. He goes, oops, I should have kept my hands up. Should have protected me a little bit more.
Lesson learned.
Another reason for putting the hands up is to provide a little bit of a screen on the passers so they can't get good vision on where the serve is coming from.
Well, while we have a break in the action, let's check out the series record sponsored by Aston Hotels and Resorts. Hawaii leading the all-time series 2-0. The last time they hooked up was in 2012. Grand Canyon head coach Matt Worley was an assistant on that staff. And Hawaii winning in 4. You see in that second set, they actually went to extras. And right now here in the opening stanza, Hawaii leading by as many as 7. But Chris, Grand Canyon on the comeback trail. They're back to within 2. Trying to make a battle of this first stanza.
Yeah, this is a solid team, as you can tell. They're well coached, and they got some talent. They got some experienced players. They got good people at the pins. Obviously, a solid libero in Sky Engelman. He's been phenomenal tonight. And when they get a good first contact, a nice, good first pass, they're difficult to beat.
And a guy behind the service line out of Kamehameha Kapalama. Cullen Mosier, 6'2", sophomore, redshirted back in 2014, played in 18 matches last year, Matt Worley says he is simply one of the hardest workers on this Grand Canyon team. And here he is, about to put Palm into volleyball. Outside Zarkovic, off the block and down, and a much-needed side-out slash point for the Rainbow Warriors.
Big point after the timeout. And give a lot of credit there to Colby Kanataki, who passed a very good serve by Mosier. Popped it right up to the spot where Jennings-Franciskovic could set any number of players.
Zarkovic now 4 kills on 7 attempts. He's hitting .286. And Joe Worsley on to serve for the Rainbow Warriors. 6-foot freshman from Moraga, California. Mather is punched up in the air by Fay. Von Tilburg. Oh, he put a hurting on that one. We have seen finesse. We have seen a variety of angles from Stein Von Tilburg. That time it was sheer power.
That line shot was very effective. And poor Scott Engelman back there. The block did not give him any help at all. He was by himself.
Good serve again. Middle set goes to Ward. Diving save by Von Tilburg. Played off the net by McKellar. And Zarkovic is able to squeeze it through the block and down. One heck of an ad-libbing improvisational sequence to end the opening set. Happy birthday, Kupono Fay. Indeed, at least so far. Hawaii up 1-0. 25-20, the final arithmetic.
OC Sports, presented on Oceanic Time Order Cable, is sponsored by Bank of Hawaii, Kaiser Permanente, and Strong.
Well, Chris, the Rainbow Warriors did graduate much of their blocking from last season with the departure of Taylor Averill and Davis Holt. But the guys who are still here up front, making their presence felt at some key times in that opening set.
Yeah, they've got 2 blocks, and both of them came at, as you said, at crucial times. Certainly, Ian McKellar, getting used to that, playing that middle position, very difficult. I think it's the hardest position on the court, by the way, the middle blocker. They got so much to learn, so much to know. They got to read the other setter. They got to know the hitting tendencies of the hitters. Very, very difficult spot. Here are McKellar and Henrik Moll thrown into that spot by default, and both of them doing a terrific job. And the stats don't always show it, but I really like the way they're playing right now.
So Hawaii takes the opening set 25-20. Rainbow Warriors coming in 4-1 on the season, splitting that road trip at Pepperdine. First win at Pepperdine in a while, but they're now 1-1 officially in the MPSL and ranked 6th in the latest AVCA poll. With some lofty aspirations now for this Hawaii team coming off of that 24-victory season a year ago, where they qualified for the NCAA tournament for the first time in 13 years. They made it to the #1 ranking and held at the top spot for several weeks. In fact, able to put together a 16-match win streak at one stage last season. Jennings-Franciskovic with the serve to get set 2 started, and the hit from the middle goes long from Ashton King.
And right now, they still have a win streak going. 12 straight matches here at the Stan Sheriff Center. And I know they'd love to make it 13.
Especially on Kupono's birthday.
There you go.
1 serving 0. Franciskovic curls that one over the net. The pass Saada. Right side goes to Mather. Diving save by Fay. Zarkovic wasn't the best set, but he gets it over. Chance now for Grand Canyon. They go back row. Saada misses wide. Was there a touch? No touch up front. Point for Hawaii.
Almost knocked down the linesman. The linesman trying to get out of the way of the ball. And almost does a little backflip here. Up, a backwards roll. Up, goes down. But guess what? Milan and Zarkovic right there to pick him up. Who else?
A touch by Lipscomb. Rattled around on the Hawaii side, and then Fay goes off the block and out.
You gotta love the diving pop-up by Jennings-Franciskovic there to keep that rally alive. Birthday signs out for Kupono. I asked him what he's doing afterwards on his 21st birthday. There's the pop-up by Jennings. He said, oh, a milkshake, of course, right after the game.
Of course. Maybe we don't want to know. Ryan Mather from the opposite side goes off the block and out. By the way, officiating crew tonight, you saw Darren Chun, Sam Montalvo, the other line judge, Dan Hiranaka upstairs, and Ryan Sakagawa, the down official.
Another stat from the first set. How about Kobe Kanataki with 5 digs? The average is 2.8 for the year, almost doubling that effort. Wow, how about that swing in the middle?
Ian McKellar pulverizing that set. Yeah, I'd say he's taken to this middle position pretty darn well.
Here's a guy who's come further than anybody else, except for Von Tilburg. They're about the same. I guess Von Tilburg is a little bit further. But for 3 years, you know, he redshirted 1 year, got hurt another.
Getting a couple of touches on this sequence. Saada dug up by Kobe Kanetake. Here's Faye with the swing off the block. Right there is Franciskovic. So Kanetake sets outside. Von Tilburg is blocked. Kept up in the air by McKellar. Franciskovic goes back to Stein. Off the block. Right there's McKellar to cover. Back row. Here's Sarkovic is dug up. Right there was Engelman. So right side, it's Mather blocked. Engelman pops it in the air. What a rally we got going. Lipscomb dug up by Kanetake. Franciskovic to Faye. He has to just soft touch it over. Advantage for the Lopes. Mather blocked. Right there is Engelman. This one's still going. Lipscomb off the block and down.
Credit the Antelopes for hanging in there. They stayed in that rally. They blocked well, dug well, and finished off with a terrific shot by Sada there. Hawaii, Kobe Kanatake again digging a bunch of balls in that rally.
Yeah, you had the Moanalua grad on one side, the Moanalua grad on the other.
Exactly.
Engelman and Kanetake. Mather to serve. Pass by Kanetake right on the button. Here's Faye through the block and down. Now, something that Charlie Wade said that I found very interesting, he says, you know, oftentimes you'll see some of our service receivers pass a ball high at the net. It almost appears as though it's an overpass. He says that's by design because Jennings Franciskovic at 6'5" can get up so high off the ground. That's actually in his sweet spot to set.
Yeah, he touches like 12-2, like a 42-inch jump. So he can steal a lot of those balls that are at the net and prevent them from going over.
Saada. He hammered that one off of the high hands, and it's a point for Grand Canyon. 3-5 here coming up in set 2. Hawaii up 1-0.
Saada, I mean, is Israeli youth national team, the men's national team, and the beach national team. Talented player, big arm, heaviest arm on the team.
Yeah, he's their best offensive player, averaging 3.3 kills per set as the ace is dealt out of the deck by Gerard Lipscomb.
He led in aces in 2015 with 41. Just racks up another one there.
Yeah, that's now his 6th this season. Comes flying in, and he sends that one into the twine. Lipscomb, the only player to have started 30 matches last season on this Grand Canyon squad. You know, we're talking about some of the milestones. Siki Zarkovic entering this match 20 kills away from the 1,000 kill mark. As Mather hits from the back row, there's Zarkovic on the dig. Now Kupono Faye through the block and down. You also have Kobe Kanetake, who now with 7 digs is officially in the career top 10 list at the University of Hawaii. And you have Charlie Wade, who enters tonight just 5 wins away from joining the Century Club as head coach.
I think he'll get 5 more wins this year. What do you think?
The probability is high. Outside Saada. Right there, Zarkovic. Good touch at the net, but Franciskovic had to chase down the second touch. And that may be a situation there where Kanetake could have bailed him out.
Exactly. I think Kanetake should have called off Colby, but you know, all second balls really defer to the setter. So if the setter doesn't say help, then it's the setter's ball. I don't think Jennings that time yelled for help.
Meanwhile, another service error for this Grand Canyon squad, Chris. You mentioned that's something that is uncharacteristic.
That's their 5th one so far. Not like them. You know, they're now serving at probably about 82-83% clip. They're normally serve at the 92% clip.
Outside Saada, fingertips of the block, slowed it down just enough for Faye to dig it up. Van Tilburg from the back row, solo-style block by Ashton King.
Good swing by Van Tilburg. Better block by Ashton King. If ever there was a block solo, that's a block solo.
No doubt about that one.
All by himself. Great shot.
King tops on the team in blocks coming into tonight with 13 total. Led the team last year in block average. A serve by Milstein, and that one missed by a good 10 feet.
Is that a touch them all?
Not quite. Not quite. Warning track material.
Ground rule double.
Here's Hendrik Mol. What a story Hendrik Mol is. Sat out the last 7 matches of last season due to a left eye infection. There was concern that his career would be over.
Yes.
Sends that one into the net.
Not over. He's getting to play at a brand new position.
Yeah.
And I think Charlie Wade, if this match is in control, I think he's going to reward him with possibly some opposite attack time, which is his normal position.
Served by Saada. Here's Zarkovic going up the elevator. Flinging it by that block, so another point for Hawaii.
Seeking to kill number 6 on the night. Pono-Fei right behind him with 5 kills.
If Zarkovic does reach 1,000, and he's closing in, he'd be the 16th player at Hawaii to do so. Brooks Sador was the last one. Good job there by Lipscomb on the outside.
Nice little chisel job on the outside by Gerard Lipscomb. Remember, he was a libero coming into his time at Grand Canyon on the Australian junior national team.
Pass by Zarkovic. Secos to McKellar. But they're going to call a lift or a double hit against Jennings Franciscovich on the set. And we'll have a quick discussion with Dan Hironaka over there to plead his case.
And it won't last long because that's a subjective call. That's one that can't be reviewed in the booth, no matter how many flags you throw out there on the court.
Franciscovich goes high and away to Van Tilburg against a triple block. It doesn't matter.
Well, there's something that is an adjustment that Franciscovich has made for Van Tilburg in the fall. He was getting low sets, and Van Tilburg at 6'8", loves to get the high ball. And that time he hit a field goal, but he could also go over pretty much any block.
Push over there by Christian Ward. A nifty one-handed set by Milstein. He's a 6'2" junior from Jerusalem, Israel, and he has started and played throughout the entirety of the opening set and here into set 2. Even though Puna Kaniho, a guy we are expecting to see, a 6'2" sophomore from Kailua out of Kamehameha Kapalama, the other setter, if you will, for Grand Canyon. Van Tilburg is blocked and roofed.
Those two centers have been trading spots pretty much all year long. I think Kaniho has started a few more times, but they're 2 different types of players. Milstein's the more fiery guy, and Kaniho's the more calm, collected guy. So Matt Worley, the coach, is telling me, we'll start whichever guy we think the team needs.
Here's Faye, triple block, diving save Mather, and it's bumped over free ball style. Chance for Hawaii. High and away, Faye comes flying in. Two-handed in the air by Saada. Outside, it's Lipscomb. And he is able to deliver an absolute laser beam, and right now, Grand Canyon on top. 12 serving 11. Timeout taken by Hawaii head coach Charlie Wade. We got ourselves a contest here in the second. There you see Colby Kanetake getting worked on. Take a look at this last sequence right before the timeout, Chris.
There's the pass. I think it comes down gingerly on an ankle, maybe. Or, yeah, he is. He's hopping on his ankle. And at the end of the play, it goes down awkwardly as well. And you saw what was going on in between during the timeout. Now as Renee Shigemura is working on his back. And that's something that's bothered him for a couple of years now. He just sort of fights through a gutsy player. And he's a player that Hawaii can ill afford to lose. Preseason pick as an All-American.
And out of the timeout, credit that point to Charlie Wade, as Ryan Mather sends it into the net. But getting back to Kobe Kanetake, who now retreats back to the bench. Nature of the position, if you will, right? I mean, it is defined by sprawling out and diving and hitting the Terraflex time and time again. Keller with the serve. Middle set. Ward was blocked. Now Lipscomb. Good sniff out dig that time by Franciskovic. And Kupono-Fe, the birthday boy.
Oh, and how about the back set from Siki Zarkovic showing, hey, if Jennings Franciskovic gets hurt, Coach, I can set. Watch this back set from Siki right here. A thing of beauty. Now, I'll tell you something his dad, Milan, stresses in practice. Every player get good at every skill.
And an ace from Ian McKellar. He's pretty good at that skill. 5 aces, second on the team coming into this match. And he's able to deliver from the service line there, and Hawaii back in front by 2.
And again, most teams in the country don't receive serve against the lefty. So he's got that ball coming from area 5. It goes to area 5 cross court. This time he brings it down the line, area 1. So he's got some versatility going on.
Lipscomb. Great pop-up by Franciskovic. Second touch by Von Tilburg. Chance for Grand Canyon. Lipscomb the dink. Von Tilburg slaps it back over. The Lopes back at it. They go middle to Ward. That's dug up again. Diving touch by McKellar. And then it's just pinballed back and forth. A little joust at the net, if you will. Won by Michael Milstein. Not for a lack of effort by Kupono-Fe and company, but a well-earned point by Grand Canyon.
Good perseverance by Grand Canyon. Just kept hanging and hanging. Hawaii sort of giving the ball back sooner than they probably should have in each rally.
So Lipscomb to serve. Took a little something off that time. Franciskovic goes out to Faye, down the line, dug up by Mather. And nobody getting the third touch. It falls in between all of the Antelopes. And Hawaii gets to 15 first. Miscommunication helping out the Rainbow Warriors, up by 2.
Big Island Candies, the perfect place to find the perfect gift. Visit them at their flagship store in Hilo at Ala Moana Center or online at BigIslandCandies.com to see their amazing selection, including delicious chocolate-dipped shortbreads.
Well, Grand Canyon had a very short-lived advantage here in this second set. Hawaii back up 15-13 coming out of this timeout. And hey, look, it's a more exciting match than that, right?
2 yawns. Well, it was timeout. Everybody's got to take a break during the timeout. Give him a break.
Oh, and the net toying with the Stein Van Tilburg serve. And it will go to Grand Canyon back within a point. Grand Canyon coming out of Phoenix, Arizona. Of course, competing in the MIVA in volleyball. Most athletic teams, though, competing in the Western Athletic Conference, the former home of the University of Hawaii. Kyle Miller, check that, make that Cullen Mosier on to serve for Grand Canyon. With a bout at the net. It'll be a bump set from Kanetake to Von Tilburg, cross court. Was there a touch? Yes, there was. It missed wide, but there was a fingertip that caught the swing by Von Tilburg. It's a point for Hawaii. But Grand Canyon, a unique institution of higher learning.
It really is. 15,000 students on campus, 10,000 less than Hawaii. But they've got 60 to 80,000 students online. And they're a for-profit school as well.
Von Tilburg from the back row. Great dig by Engelman. Saada from the outside block. Engelman there to cover. So it's sent over by Lipscomb. Chance for Hawaii. Zarkovic winds up, uncoils, and unleashes. Point for the Rainbow Warriors and another line judge in harm's way.
Guy Engelman with 2 more terrific digs in that rally.
I tell you what, you work as a line judge for men's collegiate volleyball, or if you sit front row on the floor for men's collegiate volleyball, you do so at your own risk.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at tonight's Jack Fact. Rainbow Warrior debut taking a look at some of the absolute greats in the history of Hawaii. Yuval Katz, Kostas Theoharides, Jonas Umlauf, and joining their performances with an impressive debut of his own, about as impressive as anybody, if not even greater, Stein Van Tilburg. 14 kills, hit .933 with 2 blocks, 6 digs, and a service ace in the opener for Hawaii.
An auspicious debut, to say the least. And by the way, those 3 guys that are above him there, all made first-team All-American as freshmen. No pressure, though, Stein, no pressure.
But Charlie Wade apologizes in no such fashion when he says, hey, look, Stein Van Tilburg is similar to Jonas Umlauf in terms of what he can do out there on the floor. He's a complete player. He has just about every shot in the arsenal. And we're seeing it here already through the first 5+ matches.
Yeah, you know something, it's almost like what goes around comes around. You know, Charlie Wade lost Jonas Umlauf after his second year, you know, or was after his first year. I think it was after his second year. And then it just devastated the program. Once you lose a guy like that, it takes like 3 or 4 people to fill that kind of hole. And so Charlie had to do some heavy recruiting, and he's not afraid to jump on a plane and go overseas if he doesn't can't get local kids or can't get good domestic kids. And last year, he did jump on a plane in March. A buddy of his sent him a video of Van Tilburg, and so he just jumped on a plane during spring break. Hawaii didn't have any games, so he went, okay, 2 days to the Netherlands, spent 2 days there, turn around, spend 2 days coming back, and it was quite a catch.
Well, they're a loose crew. You want to see how loose they are even during the timeout? Sigi Zarkovic, there's never a bad time to photobomb. As we return to live action, the serve by Kupono Fei. Middle set, Ashton King, diving save there by Van Tilburg. Free ball, though, coming here for the Lopes. Set goes high and away, Saada. Sort of throwing it down that far sideline. And it's a point for Grand Canyon.
And it did look like a bit of a throwdown. But again, that's a judgment call as to how long the ball stays in the player's hand and does it change direction when he does that kind of a tip shot.
So Michael Milstein to serve, started 18 matches last year, led the team in assists. The only setter we have seen for Grand Canyon thus far tonight, as we mentioned, Puna Kaniho out of Kamehameha Kapalama. He's the other setter, actually entered tonight's match with a higher assist per set and even higher total assists number than Milstein. Pass by Fei. Middle set. And that's Hendrik Mole, but he just missed the end line. Mole taking a few extra moments to stare that one down. He thought it was in. It's a point for Grand Canyon. They're within 1.
I think he also thought there may have been a touch at the net by the blocker. Good swing, good connection, just missed.
The run up by Milstein into the net. That's service error number 8 for Grand Canyon tonight.
Very unusual. They're now serving at under 80% in. They're normally over 90%. I think they're having to press a little more because I think they want to. They know that Hawaii is a good side-out team, so they're trying to serve a little bit harder, a little tougher to force Hawaii into bad passes.
Joe Worsley on the serve. First touch by Saada. He'll get the set on the opposite side, and he will drive one straight down to the floor.
Saada, the good approach, sees the hole in the block there and just drills it.
6 kills.
Keller just couldn't quite get there in time.
6 kills for Saada. He's now hitting .308. And he's back there to serve. This is what Charlie Wade was concerned with. If it's going to be a 1 or 2 point game into the 20s, now we're talking drama. Zarkovic took something off. Diving save, Engelman, well done. Free ball coming here for the Bows. The one-hand back set to McKellar. He wanted a touch, no touch. That one wasn't quite on point for Hawaii, and we are knotted at 18.
I think there's a bit of a communication mix-up there as to what that set was going to be, whether it was going to be in front or behind. He sets it behind. McKellar just could not quite get there.
But Saada, again, bailing Hawaii out with the service error into the net. That's service error number 9. They are racking up for Grand Canyon, and they are coming at very inopportune times.
Orley there, former 4-time All-American at Juniata College. Former setter himself. Player of the Year in 2007 in Division III.
High and away, the set goes to Lipscomb. Blocked back. Lipscomb a second time to dink. McKellar got a touch, but to no avail. A point for Grand Canyon. Yeah, Matt Worley, the head coach for Grand Canyon, played on the junior national team with your son Spencer, correct?
Yes, they played a couple of years together, and had some good times. He's really happy to be there. He doesn't look happy right there, but he's happy to be there. You know, in Arizona with the Mesa girls job and with the Grand Canyon men's job.
Zarkovic from the opposite position.
Whoa. Haven't seen that one in a while. Siki loading up on the right side, going down the line. He likes going cross court. This one, he just underloads. Sees the block inside, so he's okay. You're going to give me the line? I'll take it.
And he is now back to serve. Zarkovic, now a senior. Are you seeing any difference in him or his game or his approach to the game here in this his senior year?
I think he's happier. I think he's more confident.
As Mather sends it out, point for Hawaii, they're back up too.
I think he's developing more shots in his arsenal. I think he's more of a leader now, more vocal. And it shows him how the rest of the country respects him. He's another one who was picked as a preseason All-American.
Pass by Sada. Middle set goes to Ward. Hawaii will have a chance here. Von Tilburg blocked, diving save on the coverage there by Franciskovic, and then Von Tilburg knocks Mather to the floor.
How about nice of Mather to give the guy a wave, say, hey, you okay? This is the kind of thing that can bring a concussion. Boom! Oh, my goodness. You don't expect players to hit the ball like inside the 3-meter line like that very often.
Zarkovic into the net, but the Stan Sheriff center still buzzing, and I imagine Ryan Mather still buzzing a little bit himself after that Von Tilburg hit. And Mather sends it into the net. Service error number 10 for Grand Canyon.
This is just so contradictory to their normal style of play. The normal style of play is they serve the ball in, or over 90% of the time. Now they're under 80.
Pass by Sada on the McKellar serve. Lipscomb able to make it work from the outside pin.
Well, the Australian libero is doing quite a job on the outside. An outside hitter is Gerard Lipscomb. Coach told me yesterday, he described Gerard Lipscomb as competitive. One of the most competitive guys on the team.
You can almost just see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
Here's Fay. Great dig by Engelman. He's having himself a match. Sada from the outside through the block and down. Grand Canyon inches back to within one. Sky Engelman, Chris, as advertised, picking up some very difficult hits by Hawaii.
What's tough about that is that ball was hit so hard it could have easily been dug over the net. Scott did a terrific job of keeping it on his own side of the net.
Taking something off that time was Lipscomb. Here's Fay. And a net violation called against Grand Canyon. Point for Hawaii.
I'll tell you, we're going to see more net calls this year, Canoa, because the new rule is the entire net is in play. If any part of your body nets, it's going to be a net violation. Last year before that, only the top of the cable was a net violation. The rest of the net, they didn't call. So it's going to be interesting this year to see how that new rule goes.
Well, we asked about Siki Zarkovic here in his senior year. You said he's more confident. We're seeing the many moods of Siki here on the sideline.
The many moods of Siki.
Contemplative, the cheerleader, the thinker at times. Jennings Franciskovic even turning him into a custodian at times there on the Hawaii bench.
Obviously, Siki knows where the camera is. He says, Capono, I know where the camera is. It's right over there. He points to it. Capono refuses to turn and look.
Yeah. And we do want to point out that he's not doing this when the coaches are talking and addressing the players. When the coaches are sort of talking amongst themselves, that's when the senior Siki Zarkovic is taking advantage of the camera time. Hey, look, they haven't been on TV here yet, Chris. This is the opening night on TV, so they've been waiting. They played 5 matches, and he's making the most of it.
He sure is. Big point coming out of the timeout. It'll be interesting to see how much Hawaii goes after this serve after the timeout. Oh, there's our textures. Let's catch them up the textures. No beer.
No beers, yeah. One and done, I guess. Or maybe just waiting for the end of set 2, see if they can squeeze one more in here.
I gotta give Grand Canyon a lot of credit. They've taken Hawaii into the 20s in both sets, in case you missed it. And here is, we'll take a look at these girls again.
Just a reminder.
Beer spill, but saved most of it. Sada says, you okay? Fine. Girl on the right, no beer spilled. And quickly, get on the text right now. Tell your friends that you're on TV.
My favorite was just securing the beer first before the expensive clutch. Before the expensive purse check. Here's Mather, dug up. Chance for Hawaii to close out the second set, and Kupono Faye delivers with his match-high 9th kill. Hawaii up 2 sets to none, and a chance to peek into the broom closet. Welcome back to the Stan Sheriff Center. The Rainbow Warriors with an opportunity to bust out the brooms here against Grand Canyon. Still some work to do, but they did take care of business in the first 2 sets as we take a look at the McDonald's match statistics. Chris.
Until they lead in just about every category. The hitting errors is not one you want to lead in with 12. And I think Von Tilburg has almost half of those. Hawaii hitting 254, not like their normal 300-plus average. And in blocks, look at Grand Canyon with 6-2 over Hawaii. Hawaii's got to fix that. And in digs, Hawaii leading there as well.
Well, Stein Van Tilburg is in no way a secret or a novelty for the Rainbow Warriors. They've already played several matches with him, but for our television audience, it might be the first time they're seeing this freshman in action. What are the impressions, Chris?
Well, I personally am very impressed. He's had some errors tonight that I know he's very frustrated about. And you got to give a lot of credit to Grand Canyon for their blocking and digging. They've scouted him very well. And
he's already putting up some gaudy numbers as we check out the First Hawaiian Bank top 3. Ben Patch of BYU is tops in the MPSF in individual kills per set. Van Tilburg right behind him, but how about the guy in the number 3 position? Mere decimal points behind Van Tilburg, Siki Zarkovic. So those two who happen to be in your screen right there, they have been prolific here in the early going of this 2016 campaign. Welcome back, Kanoa Leahy, sitting alongside Chris McLaughlin. So an opportunity for Hawaii to sweep here tonight. How do they get it done?
Well, I think it's going to be hard for them because Grand Canyon has played well both sets, giving Hawaii all they can handle. And I think that Hawaii's got to keep the gas down and keep the pedal to the floor and not back off, because Grand Canyon's the real deal. If they continue to play the way they do and knock off the serving errors, or at least reduce them, I think they stand a great chance to win the 3rd set. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Well-coached team. They battle hard. Feisty, I think you could call them.
Now, we did show the highlight reel of Stein Van Tilburg. 7 kills on 20 swings. He's hitting 100. Siki Zarkovic a bit better, 8 kills, hitting 400. But Kupono Faye celebrating his birthday, hitting 389 and leading everybody with 9 kills, as we have a couple of subs in there on both sides of the net. Nainoa Frank, 6'5" freshman out of Kalaheo High School, getting the start here in set 3 for the Rainbow Warriors. And on the floor for Grand Canyon, number 3, Puna Kaniho, a 6'2" sophomore out of Kailua, graduate of Kamehameha Kapalama. He is out there at the center position here for the 3rd step.
All MIVA academic team. Started 8 matches in 2015.
His high school teammates with Cullen Mosier, his Lopes teammate, as well as Kaihu Ka'a'a, who is another member of this Lopes squad. Did not make the trip, but another graduate from Kamehameha Kapalama on the Grand Canyon roster. So they have a wealth of local influence, does Grand Canyon. And we'll see now Kaniho in action here for the Antelopes.
Charlie Wade deciding to empty the bench a little bit. He's going to let Worsley set. I know Frank in the middle. Those are two pretty big, significant changes.
Yeah, Worsley, who only has 4 assists on the season in at setter, sets up Siki Zarkovic. Well, so far so good as they open it up with the point.
And Worsley, quite the set there. He's the second team center during practice. You know, he really trained all summer with the youth national team as a libero. So he too is another one who's had to change position when he came to Hawaii.
Right side set, that's Saada dug up by Zarkovic. Worsley chases it down, sets up Faye by the triple block and down.
Oh, what a set from Worsley that time. He had to fire that thing a long way after Zarkovic's dig. And he's 30 feet away, puts it right on the money.
Kill number 10 for Faye, hitting 421. Zarkovic taking something off the serve, diving pass by Engelman. Saada from the opposite side. Right there is Kobe Kanetake. Back set, Van Tilburg, little wide of the antenna. He got blocked, but saved by Kanetake. Here's Faye, blocked and roof this time. Saada alongside Ashton King.
Kobe Kanetake with a couple of good covers. That time could not cover that one. That block too solid. Saada got most of it. Former Israeli Army junior national team member.
7 kills for him. He's hitting 294. Here's Nainoa Frank in the middle, saved by Saada. Lipscomb from the outside, the roll shot, diving save Kanetake. Little miscommunication on the set there, so a free chance here for Grand Canyon. Set goes right side to Mather through the block and down. And maybe we're seeing, at least on that sequence, a little bit of that inexperience between the setter and the weapons for Hawaii.
This is a pretty significant shift as the ball is being touched by a freshman every other time.
Overpass, little joust at the net. And it's going to be a back row attack by Worsley.
Yeah, he's a back row player, and he went up to touch that ball and was attacked by Grand Canyon. Went into him, so he was an illegal blocker basically as well.
So all of a sudden, Grand Canyon up 3-2, past Kanetake, right side set Van Tilburg, and that's more like it.
Well, the one thing Charlie Wade has kept in place, despite all these changes, he's kept in place the basic passers. He's got Siki, he's got Kapono Faye, and he's got Colby Kanetake. Very important to have those 3 in place.
Lipscomb from the outside. That was a match from Gerard Lipscomb.
Lipscomb just hits this one high and hard and in. Lipscomb with kill number 8, leading all Antelopes.
Standing at just 6'1". Here's Van Tilburg at 6'8". Played 4 years with the Dutch youth and junior national teams. Played in the highest league in the Netherlands for talent team Papendal Arnhem.
His parents came all the way from the Netherlands. Theo and Brigitte came all the way from the Netherlands to see the Outrigger Classic and to watch the first 2 Pepperdine games.
Lipscomb went up over the block. Van Tilburg unable to handle it, and it's a point for Grand Canyon. What do you think about the subs made by Charlie Wade?
I think I like him. I think that that to give Worsley a chance to get some setting in, you never know how Jennings Franciscovich will be, health-wise or injury-wise. You never know when that's going to come up. So to give the second setter some time, I think is important. And to give Nainoa Frank a chance in the middle, also important to develop that third middle.
Here's Mather. Dug up by Zarkovic. Chance for Hawaii. Put over on the second. Touch by Worsley. Sniffed out by Engelman. And on the outside, it is Lipscomb making Hawaii pay again.
Sky Engelman, great dig to keep that rally alive. Grand Canyon taking advantage of Hawaii's altered lineup.
Engelman now with 7 digs. And that one sent into the net. Almost seems like that's a low number based on what we've seen from him here throughout. But of course, a lot of that service receiving as well. Point for Hawaii. It's 5 serving 6.
Mather with his 3rd service error on the night. 11th by the Antelopes.
Fay with the high toss. Seko's left side, and that is another monster mash from Gerard Lipscomb, and a perfect set, mind you, from Puna Kaniho.
This is one of the things that Coach Worley said Kaniho was good at. Set location. Certainly that was right where Lipscomb wanted it.
Lipscomb with the serve. He is bringing the heat here at the Stan Sheriff Center. Van Tilburg going cross court and in.
Boy, that ball arrived in a hurry in the back row. Very tough to dig. Van Tilburg not only brings range, he brings velocity.
Our new friends sitting front row here for tonight's Rainbow Warrior volleyball match. Middle set, and that's Ward blocked back, pinballed back and forth. The swing by Zarkovic sniffed out. And Lipscomb that time couldn't get it over the tape. So we're tied here already for the 4th time in this 3rd set.
Watch this next set together. Shalev Saada on the left side. They're going to probably try to pick on Joe Worsley, the smallest Hawaii blocker.
Overpass. Kept on the Grand Canyon side. Back bump set by Engelman to Saada. And that was well done. Saada puts it down for an Antelope point. Served by Christian Ward. High and away, the set goes to Zarkovic, misses wide. Grand Canyon opens up a 2-point advantage. And again, Christian Ward retreating back to serve. Ward actually played club ball for former Grand Canyon head coach Jeremy Price. He was the guy who Matt Worley replaced. And he soft touches it over. Set high and away, Zarkovic, the dink shot, and it was campfire time on the Grand Canyon side.
One of Siki's great strengths is his vision, his peripheral vision. You could tell that defense was in a wide defensive position. They're waiting for him to hit it high and hard. They're going to chase down deep balls. He's going to keep him honest with shots like that.
Saada blocked and roofed. Nainoa Frank and Stein Van Tilburg saying, "Ole."
Nainoa comes from a volleyball family. His brother Keali'i played for Hawaii at one time.
And an ace by Joe Worsley. And Hawaii vaults ahead. What does he do as a Hanaho? Outside it goes to Saada, blocked by Frank. They'll go to Saada a second time. That's dug up by Fay. Worsley tries to send it as far outside to Zarkovic as possible. He's dug up by Mather. Bump set goes back to Mather, taking something off Worsley the dig. So Kanetake sets Zarkovic a little wide of the antenna. One-hand diving save by Engelman. And a free ball coming for Hawaii. What a battle at the libero position. Right side, Van Tilburg off the block and out. Point, Rainbow Warriors.
That rally should give the Hawaii reserves, the entire unit, some confidence because they went toe-to-toe with Grand Canyon that time in that rally, and Grand Canyon keeping the ball alive right there. Engelman once again coming up with crucial digs.
And Worsley coming up with another solid serve. Saada blocked back by Frank. They go to Saada a second time, blocked by Van Tilburg, but he nudges it over the net, and it falls to the Terraflex. The block was stout, but the ricochet was fortuitous for the Antelopes. 10 serving 11. Canijo with the serve. And it's an ace.
And a rare passing error by Siki Zarkovic. He's usually right on the money.
A long stare from Charlie Wade in his 7th year. 95-80 record. So was able to take this program to heights that they had not seen in over a decade last year. Middle set. Nainoa Frank clobbers that one.
One of the reasons that play works so well is that those two guys are on the second team. They're on the B squad. They're used to playing with each other. Nice connection.
Frank, a 2013 graduate of Kalaheo, was the OIA Red Division Player of the Year in 2012. Zarkovic with the serve. It's a good one. Canijo chases it down. Free ball coming. Kanetake the first touch. Worsley outside. Fay knuckles it over. Canijo with the save. Mather off the block. Right there is Fay. Worsley back set to Zarkovic through the block. Sent back over to Hawaii's side. Worsley jump set. Van Tilburg kept alive by the Lopes. Back row set to Lipscomb. Dug up by Kanetake. Touched over by Worsley. But it will be a point for Grand Canyon. Whistled off by Dan Hironaka for a Hawaii lift.
That's one of those 50-50 subjective calls. I can see why Dan Hironaka might have called it, because it looked like it might have stuck in Joe Worsley's hands. Take a look here. It's really a bang-bang play. It happens very quickly.
Worsley goes back set. Van Tilburg stuffed. It was Lipscomb at 6'1", jumping up next to Ashton King. And Lipscomb putting his fingerprints all over this match.
Yeah, that was a great block, well-formed. Me and Ashton King, the guy they call the King, in on that block.
And a net violation stems the tide. That has been the running theme here tonight for Grand Canyon. When they have built momentum, the service error has stymied it.
It's not so much the 12 service errors they've had. It's, as you said, the timing of when those errors occur.
Lipscomb dug up by Worsley. Back set goes to Fay. Nicely done there by Zarkovic. Pinballed around on the Lopes side. But it's a point for the Rainbow Warriors. Another kill for Fay and another assist for Siki.
Siki once again loving the back set. And Kapono Fay having quite the night. 12 kills, 3 errors, 375. Got 6 digs to go along with that. Kanetake with 9 digs so far, over his average. The average is 2.8 for City's average. He's got 3% right now.
Mather through the block. Great dig, Worsley. Van Tilburg, he's just going to two-hand it over. Free chance here for the Lopes. Middle set. And that one is punished by Ashton King.
Boy, he is dynamic. Coach Worley told me he's undersized, but he's fast. Got the quick arm and the quick feet.
6'6", and still undersized.
That's what he told me.
Amazing. Right side, here's Van Tilburg through the block. Great dig by Saada back there. High set goes to Lipscomb, took something off. Kanetake had it covered. Back row set, Siki Zarkovic dug up by Saada. Second touch, Canijo, and he sets up Lipscomb, who hits it into the net. It was quite the set attempt by Puna Canijo, but Lipscomb couldn't find it. Hawaii gets the 15 first. Timeout on the floor. Siki Zarkovic showing some of the versatility, Chris. The back set to the birthday boy. Back here at the Stan Sheriff Center, UH Athletics reaches out to you online each week with updates and promotions through its H-Mail e-newsletter. To register, visit hawaiiathletics.com and click on the H-Mail button. It's simple and it's free. Speaking of simple, what about the fonts of the numbering and lettering for the Grand Canyon jerseys? What do you think of those?
Do you think they look like they're taped on?
It kind of does. I mean, dare I say, is that bad to say? It's a unique font. That's the very least we could say. Easy to read. That's a good one. Fay Sends a deep corner. There was a touch anyway, so it's a point for Hawaii. Yeah, kind of looks like the Antelopes maybe made a quick stop at Brent Franklin on the way over to the Stan Sheriff Center tonight.
I'll tell you, Kapono Fei in that last shot really showed some savvy. Three-man block. Looks like he's going to get trapped. And he just hits high and hard off the hands.
Lipscomb, speaking of high and hard, he did a little bit of both with that swing and approach. He has been impressive. He now has
12 kills.
Make that 13.
13 now.
Pretty
good for a former libero.
We got to see what Kobe Kanetake is made of out there. If it works for Lipscomb, hey, who knows, right?
Actually, Kobe's pretty good swing. He's very good, actually.
Here's Mather. The dig by Van Tilburg, tight to the net, put down by Worsley. He read that perfectly.
Boy, he did a great timing on that. Just the last second he goes up, stands on the ground, last second goes up. Lipscomb cannot stop it.
So Kapono Fei getting ready to serve.
Yeah, Worsley's been playing volleyball a long time. Another guy with a high volleyball IQ. Dad, a great coach.
Fei from the back row blocked, but how about the save by Kanetake? Sent over by Van Tilburg, and then the swing was touched by Hawaii.
Touch on the block. Watch this block and watch how Kanetake picks this up. He's everywhere. No wonder he's a preseason All-American.
I mean, the reaction time is almost inhuman.
He also has an All-American fan club. They wear their jerseys, they got the number 6 out, and he's the most humble guy you can find, yet here's all this fanfare.
Yeah, the Kobe Club.
Yeah.
In the house, really at different corners of the arena. They have it covered. Here's Zarkovic on the outside, putting a little heat on it.
Another great pass by Kanetake. There's the fan club.
Some of them, yeah, wearing the number 6 on their T-shirts, and of course the signage. Kobe Kanetake, he alone, in my opinion, worth the price of admission.
He is, you're right.
McKellar into the net it goes. So inching towards a finish here in the third set. McKellar goes to the bench. Kanetake back out there.
For those who missed the first 2 sets, this score not unlike the first 2 sets. So this team that has 2 brand new players, and Noah Frank and Joe Worsley in the lineup, playing Grand Canyon about the same level that the first squad did.
Here's Cullen Mosier out of Kamehameha with the serve. Zarkovic through the block and down.
Seeking kill number 11 on the night. He's averaging 4 kills per set. 3rd in the MPSF. Tonight he'll likely get about the same, if not more.
Well, he's at 11 kills tonight, which means he's 9 away from hitting the 1,000 career plateau. Outside at Sada, off the block and down. He's had himself a pretty decent hitting match as well. That's now 10 kills for him.
I got to tell you a quick story about Worsley. When I was coaching at Stanford in 2010 and 11, he lives in the Bay Area. And he came over, he was the ball boy one year. He and his brother were the ball boys when we won the national championship. I could tell then he was, I never thought he'd end up in Hawaii though, to be honest with you.
Net violation called against Hawaii. So it's a point for Grand Canyon, and they draw even once again. 10th tie here of this third set. It's been very competitive. The serve by Kaniho, fielded by Zarkovic. Van Tilburg from the outside position, and he blasts it off the block and down.
Yeah, that's the one rotation where Van Tilburg plays on the left. The rest of the time he plays on the right, and in the back row, he'll hit out of the back right.
We compared his numbers earlier in the match, if you remember, to some of the all-time greats in their debuts for the University of Hawaii. Guys like Yuval Katz, guys like Kostas Theoharides and Jonas Umlauf. Obviously, it's very early in his Hawaii career, but do you see and envision that kind of career for this freshman?
Simple answer, yes.
Well, all right then.
He did something in practice the other day that I just loved. In the middle of a long rally, he wanted to get the rally over. He started yelling to Jenny Franciscovich, "Set me, I want it now, set me."
Gotta love that.
Yeah, you got it.
That one hit into the net by King. And it's a point for Hawaii and a timeout taken by Grand Canyon. The Rainbow Warriors closing in.
Two guys are worth the price of admission tonight. Colby Kanataki, libero for Hawaii. All over the place, 10 digs so far. Another diving save there. Has passed the ball 22 times without an error. And Sky Engelman, also from Moanalua High School, has been phenomenal. He's got 9 digs on the night. He's passed the ball 22 times as well without an error.
Kind of
the
an
battle
amazing,
of the liberos.
You gotta love it, and an amazing matchup, as you pointed out, with both guys graduating from Moanalua. You also have several players from Kamehameha on the Grand Canyon side. Guys who went up against the likes of Kupono-Fe and Punahou in many a state championship final. That went into the antenna, so it's a point for Hawaii. In fact, Cullen Mosier played on the 2011 Kamehameha Kapalama state title team, along with the likes of Micah Christensen and company. And that was the last time that anybody but Punahou has won a state title here in boys volleyball.
Yeah, that was a great team. They did a phenomenal job, and I'm sure they've got great memories from that time.
Kamehameha Kapalama defeating Punahou in that 2011 final. They had lost to Punahou the previous year, and then, of course, the Buff and Blue getting several opportunities for revenge in the years to follow. Still on the run.
Hawaii on a 3-point run here.
Bump set, Zarkovich from the back row, lofts it over the block. Right there's Engelman. Back row set goes to Lipscomb, pulverizes it, but misses wide. They're going to call a net violation against Hawaii, however. So it's a point, and an all-important one for Grand Canyon as it gets them to 20, trailing by just 2.
Again, identical scores for the first 2 sets where Grand Canyon within 2 in the 20s.
Go from being up 23-19 to now it's 20 serving 22. Fay goes wide. Point for Grand Canyon. And Charlie Wade wants to talk things over. This getting a little more dramatic than what he would like to see. You gotta like the fight of these Grand Canyon Antelopes.
Yeah, and their war coaches, see their coaches there, Matt Worley and the first assistant, Ryan Woodworth, and Trent Bruns, their graduate assistant, the guy with the glasses on. He actually holds the NC2A record for career digs. That guy right there. Real humble guy, won't tell you about it, but he's pretty special. The way he plays defense, the number of digs that he got, phenomenal. So they're well coached, and all their coaches have played at a pretty high level, and so the players have responded well as well. As when I watch practice, the players responded well. They got after it, very competitive in drills, and they knew that Hawaii was special. Worley told them, hey, this is like volleyball mecca when you come here. These are the best, the most knowledgeable fans. It gets noisy, and they know it. The fans know what it's like. And they also said, it's also tough to win there. And Hawaii's got 12 straight wins coming into tonight, protecting the Stan Sheriff Center.
Well, the match high, as far as offensive numbers is concerned, belongs to Gerard Lipscomb. 14 kills to lead everybody on 33 attacks. He's hitting .273, and at just 6'1", he has astounded with his dynamic athleticism, leaping off of the floor and showing some of his offensive prowess.
He's got the great hops and the live arm. Good combination.
You mentioned the atmosphere, though.
And the comb-over haircut.
Yeah, you got to love that. Hopefully he won't have to resort to the comb-over later in life. But you mentioned the atmosphere here that Matt Worley was referring to. Hawaii regaining the title as the attendance leader last season, averaging over 3,600 fans per match. In fact, they went up well over 7,000 on senior night, if you remember. Von Tilburg getting the all-important point out of the timeout. And Charlie Wade, give him credit. The timeouts have been timely, and they've been effective. They've either led to Hawaii side outs or even Grand Canyon service errors. Middle set. That's slammed down by Ashton King.
Ashton King just drilled that one. Of course, he's hitting .531 on the year, so very high percentage player. Number 2 in kill percentage on the team. Christian Ward, the other middle hitter, is hitting .607 on the year. Some pretty big numbers.
Tanner Maxwell, the 6'3 senior from Las Vegas to serve. 22 serving 23. The pass by Fay. Worsley goes back set to Von Tilburg.
Big point there to get the match point. Very big point. Smart set by Worsley to go back to the money man.
And we're going to have a setter substitution.
I would call it a blocking substitution. With all due respect to Joe Worsley, I think that Jennings Franciscovich might be a little bit better on the right side now.
Well, he touches 12 feet, so yeah, he can get up over the top of that tape. But a timeout by Grand Canyon as they will try to prolong this third set as much as possible. Hawaii closing in on a sweep victory. The crowd standing up prior to that timeout call, and it's kind of a funny sociological experiment to see which fans decide to sit during the break and which are just committed to staying on their feet. Some are making some late decisions.
Yeah. We're going to see a shot of Renee Shigemura. We saw her just then. She's has been the women's volleyball trainer, and she moved over to do the men's this year as well. So she's pulling volleyball duty all year long. And there is the Hollywood star, Ziki Zarkovich. He knows the where the camera is. He says, look at the score, Kanoa.
Yeah, he knows the score, and he knows where the camera is at all times. And he knows
that Josh Walker was talking to him, trying to get his attention. Ziki's like, wait a second, I'm on TV. There's Renee. Got to give her a lot of credit for the amazing job she did with the women this year. Kept those gals healthy. They went down to the final 8 teams in the country, which I thought was a tremendous move. Beat, she was a large reason why they, like I said, stayed healthy. And they beat Penn State there in the round of 16, which was nothing less than phenomenal. Hats off to Dave Shoji and the staff and Renee for that amazing victory.
An unsung hero, Renee Shigemura, like so many that are on the training staffs and managers.
And guys like Jared Lopes, who's doing all the stats for the UH, former player who's come back to do the stats.
Well, they're all standing here right now as Hawaii sits on aloha ball for the match. Stein Van Tilburg, the Dutchman with the serve. Set goes to Mather, and it's not over yet. Palms it over, and it's a point for Grand Canyon. 23 serving 24. Ryan Mather will serve.
Give a lot of credit to Puna Kaniho on that. He faked out Hawaii's block and had a one-on-one situation.
Mather, high arching serve, passes Zarkovich. Franciscovich goes to Van Tilburg. Blocked and roofed. Lipscomb got the gist of that one. And we're tied at 24. And Grand Canyon sits the Stan Sheriff Center back down.
Lipscomb goes up, hangs on that line, and pushes the ball right back into the court.
Pass by Kanetake. Outside, it's Fay by the double block. Put up in the air by Engelman. Sada chases it down. Chance now for Hawaii. Kanetake first touch. Franciscovich to McKellar.
Risky little move there by Franciscovich. Paid off, though. Ian McKellar was waiting and ready. I don't think the Grand Canyon block was.
So it is aloha ball again. And the man celebrating his 21st birthday has a chance to close it out. Kupono Fay, the pass by Lipscomb. He gets the set on the outside. And a monster slam by Lipscomb. Draws oohs and ahs from the Stan Sheriff Center faithful.
Yeah, just a little bit of line available right there, about a ball's worth. And he finds it. I think the next time the ball goes up there, I think Jennings is going to go all the way out to the antenna and take that line away.
25 all. And it's an ace from Gerard Lipscomb. And a timeout by Charlie Wade. The Lopes were back against the ropes, and they were able to turn this third set around, and now they sit on Aloha ball in the third.
Got to give them a lot of credit. A never say die, pesky, fiery team that loves being here. Remember, they're undefeated. They don't know what a loss looks like. They've got 5 wins, undefeated, but they've been untested, not great teams.
Take a look at that last serve by Lipscomb.
And the aces, arguably Hawaii's best passer right there, Kobe Kanatake.
Yeah, he has a couple of service aces now, does Lipscomb. And you mentioned the Antelopes being undefeated coming into this match. In fact, they had only lost 1 set, and that was in the opening match against Hope International. So they've gone quite a distance without experiencing even a set loss. And here they are with their backs against it, trying to prolong this match against Charlie Wade's Rainbow Warriors.
Well, they put up lofty numbers in each match as well, and holding teams to under. Like their last 3 matches, they held teams under 20 points. That's hard to do anytime you play the volleyball team, to hold them under 20 points.
So it will be Gerard Lipscomb. Put in yeoman's work here for Grand Canyon. 15 kills. Tops in the match, hitting .294. 2 service aces. He just had one. Sends it long out of the timeout.
Good timeout by Charlie Wade.
He's had the magic touch in that regard here tonight. So we're knotted at 26. Some extra volleyball here in the third. Ian McKellar getting ready to serve. He's got a service ace here on the evening. Forces the overpass. Chance for Hawaii. Franciscovich out to Zarkovic. Dug up by Lipscomb. Bump set goes to Saada from off the net, and he missed the antenna wide. Point for Hawaii. And right now it's turned into a bit of an aerobic exercise for the fans here at the Stan Sheriff Center as they stand up a third time. Aloha ball. McKellar serving for the match. Pass by Engelman. Delayed middle set goes to Lipscomb, dug up by Fay. Advantage Hawaii. Zarkovic against the triple block. And this one is pow. Hawaii goes Ekahi, Enua, Aloha in its television debut in 2016.
What a finish. Great dig by the birthday boy, Kapono Fay, to get that last point started. And Siki Zarkovic picks up his 12th kill of the night, hitting .333. Kanatake leads the way with 11 digs. Good all-around performances. And there's the... He just knows where the camera is, doesn't he? What's up with that?
It's almost like it's attached to him or something.
Never seen him so animated in all 4 years.
He's comfortable.
Good to see. He's comfortable, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the conclusion we can draw about Siki Zarkovic. And he was comfortable throughout this match. 12 kills, hit .333, 7 digs. Kupono Fay, we mentioned celebrating his birthday a few times. 13 kills, 29 attacks. He hit .310 to go along with 7 digs. Stein Van Tilburg continues his streak of double-digit kills. He has had double-digit kills in every match so far this year for Hawaii. 14 kills at 176, and he also had 7 digs. Let's take a look at the Bank of Hawaii players of the match. Obviously, Gerard Lipscomb led the way for Grand Canyon. Almost able to turn it around in the third and extend the match. He had 15 kills. You see the rest of his numbers. Kupono Fay, though, we got to give him the nod. Reason to celebrate, not just because it's a special day, but because he was able to help, in large part, this Rainbow Warrior team bust out the brooms in their TV debut. So Hawaii improves to 5-1. Let's send it over to Scott Robbs.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Congratulations, Charlie. You got challenged tonight, but at the same time, you got a chance to play some guys off the bench.
Yeah, you know, we didn't play great, and you know, you say Grand Canyon's a good team. They played really well, and they created some trouble for us. Fast to the pins, you know, our blocks just kind of jumping around, wasn't really defending, and they got a couple really nice arms. You know, 21 had a nice night for him, so you know, it's nice for us to pick up the win.
6 matches in now. How do you feel about your middles? Are you happy with the way they progressed?
Well, we're getting better. You know what I'm saying? It's still, and they're working hard. You know, we're getting better at attacking out of the middle. And I Noah came in. You know, he probably is the best attacker of the group. You know, so we're trying to work him into the mix as well. I'd say it's still a work in progress, but you got to love how hard they're working.
All right, last question. Capona Faye, it's 21st birthday's tonight. Have you told him no celebrating till after tomorrow night's match?
Yeah, he's a pretty responsible guy. I think he understands exactly what he needs to do to be out here tomorrow night.
All right, thanks a lot, Charlie.
Thank you.
All right, Kanoa and Chris, back over to you guys.
More responsible than most of us were at the age of 21. There's no doubt about that. Hawaii with the sweep, 25-20, 25-22, 28-26. And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the performances of the liberos. Kobe Kanetake with 11 digs. He now ranks in the top 10 in career digs at Hawaii. And on the other side, Sky Engelman matching his fellow Moanalua graduate with 11 digs himself. So for Chris McLaughlin, I'm Kanoa Leahy. That does it for us. Until next time, we bid you aloha. Stay tuned for the post-game show.